Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So in this video, we are basically going to talk about commercial properties and residential properties, why I am so obsessed with commercial properties and why I have went ahead to acquire 7 different locations for my commercial properties, what the future plan is and the numbers behind it. So let's dive into it. Commercial properties are more lucrative as compared to residential, and the occupancy rate tends to be much higher. People always fighting over stores, right? I'm not talking about a complicated big building for office spaces that could be empty for a while. I'm talking about simple shops, right? Simple shops like what you guys can see on the screen. And I have went ahead to purchase 7 different locations, and out of the 7 different locations, one of them was money that I brought from America. The rest is all money that I earned down here. So this video is to demystify a lot of things that you can actually make a living down here in Ghana and thrive. I live in my own house. I spend about $100 a month on my essentials, electricity, water, and the rest is food and stuff that I choose to do. So worst case scenario, I can survive on that. The reason why I'm bringing that in is because when you are making money in Ghana and you live in your own house where your rent and your cost of living is so low, right? Because you own your house. Yes, I preach that a lot, that you should own your house because you don't have to worry about rent. It is your biggest headache down here in Ghana. You're not gonna spend that money, so where's that money gonna go? And that's why I have been able to acquire 7 different commercial properties location, not residential. I've also acquired a lot of residential properties, and all of this happened in the year 2024. I only have one commercial property that I went to call for, which I'm going to build this minimal on, and then I went ahead in the year 2024 alone to go and purchase 6 different commercial properties. So let's dive into the numbers and what my long-term plans are for these commercial properties. I just wanted to paint a picture to you, right? Like, if you are buying properties in Ghana, you are paying it in cash, right? You're not taking a mortgage or whatever, especially if you are dealing with land. You are coming out of pocket for it. And a lot of people just work so hard and it's hard for them to come across that money. For example, when I was in America, I was able to buy this land that my house is sitting on for about $5,000 in 2016. And I always preach to people to buy land when you do not need it, right? So most of my commercial properties, although it's on the main road, is on the commercial side. I'm probably not going to be able to utilize it for the purpose for which I bought it for the next 4 to 5 years, because the area is now developing. So I can go ahead and build with the area, or I can wait because I don't want my money to be locked up as a businessman. Once I start, within a year, that building should be standing there and rented out. My first commercial property that I bought was 1.5 plot on the main road of Tamakosumo Road, actually very close to Hotovin. And I spent quite a sizable amount of money on this because I had come to Ghana where some money, I was a trader in the stock market, and I was able to do well for myself. I was able to build a beautiful house I live in, and I was able to use some of that money to buy this car wash and a car and set myself up in Ghana before I lost all of that money and I had to start from scratch. So one property I bought was money that I came down here in Ghana with, and I was in court for 2 years, so I couldn't utilize the property for the purpose in which I bought it for the past 2 years. I just got a property back. I won my case around July and started operating my business around August, September. And now I'm about to build this mini mall. That was amazing. That was my first taste of commercial property. And the fight that I had to go through to fight for this property, made me question, why are people so hungry for commercial property? Why is somebody fighting me off, tooth and nail for this commercial property? And I came to realize that having a commercial property is very lucrative, and the numbers behind it is going to shock you. Because let's say we live in an area where an apartment is going for 1,300 Ghana cedis a month, 2-bedroom with a kitchen, you have your fridge, everything set up. Yes, you need it before that person will come in. A shop, a simple shop, right, it's gonna go for about the same amount. But the difference is, if you're building this apartment complex or whatever, you will spend so much with just the space alone is bigger. You need multiple bathrooms, shower. You need to put up the kitchen cabinets. They are not cheap. You need to do just so much, right? The wiring, the orientation of the building, it just makes it so much expensive as compared to a simple commercial building. It's literally a box, right? Literally a box with a bathroom. So let's say I have 8 units in total, 2 levels. I have 4 units at the bottom. The bathroom plumbing is all going in line and it's very small, right? And I'm making the same amount as somebody who built a 2-bedroom apartment to rent out. You see the return on capital. So I am obsessed with commercial properties. I buy residential, but vast majority of my rental income come from commercial properties because stores are seldom vacant. Most shops are taken, especially if it is in a strategic location. Now, commercial properties also tend to increase in value much faster, right? And people can justify it. For example, I bought my car wash business for $83,000 because there were some assets on there. But if there wasn't any asset on there, I probably would have spent about $70,000 or $65,000 on that commercial property. And just a week ago, I heard somebody selling their commercial property by the main road for $120,000. And I bought mine in 2021, right? And it was a plot and a half. So this person is selling one plot for $120,000 in the same area. It is quite remarkable, and the demand is always there. The Tema-Akosombo Road is only so many lands on the Tema-Akosombo Road for you to take advantage of. Let's dive into my other commercial properties basically on the road leading to Acadian City, and all this land that I've been selling to multiple people, and I have just purchased so many lands there. I think on that road I have about 5+ on that road, one of which I'm using for my cement business. I just bought a container and I'm about to start operation. But in the long run, all of these lands are going to be used for stores, simple stores, 6 units, 8 units, right? Because whatever I get at the bottom is what I'm going to get on the top. And the plumbing is pretty straightforward up. The bathroom all in line. Everything is very simple, right? It's not going to cost me much. I probably will put each store up for like 70 grand or 60 grand, right? Because, it is just so simple. And I'm going to do that for all the commercial properties. And I've calculated how much it's going to bring me. You might think it's not much, right? Let's say I'm making $100 a month for my commercial properties, the stores. And I have 8 of them. For each location, I'm making $800, right? And you multiply that by 5 because it's not on the main road. The main road price is going to be different. You multiply that by 5 and, you're making $4,000 a month on your rental business. And as the area develops, the stores are going to get more expensive because to get the same size of store in East Legon right now, you're going to be paying about $600, but that wasn't the case 20 years ago. That's the beauty of commercial properties. So I love commercial properties. I went ahead, right? I bought 1.5 plot on the Tema-Akosombo Road and I had to fight for it. So I said, I'm going to go a bit further down to Shire Hills, which is only about 10 minutes drive from my car wash, and I'm going to go purchase something massive. As a matter of fact, I wanted to sell that land. I was a broker on that land, and I eventually ended up buying that land for myself. And it's overlooking these beautiful Shire Hills, beautiful hill, well arranged by the hands of God. So I went ahead and bought 6+ on the main road, the same main road that I bought 1.5 plot that I was fighting for. But having understand the system, I went ahead and bought times 3, times 4 of that on the same road. Now the difference is I went down a bit. So the price I got is quite amazing, because as soon as I came in the deal, they started doubling the road. As a matter of fact, in front of my land, you see that there is a road being doubled as they are going to the Ashaiman roundabout. So my price of that land, I can turn around and just sell it more than 100% profit as I talk to you today. But I'm not going to do that because I have a big goal for it. I don't know exactly what I will do with the land. I keep preaching this: buy land where you don't need it. But that land could serve as a hotel because it's big. It's 6+. It's overlooking this beautiful hill on the main road. It could serve as a hotel. It could serve as, an event center. It could serve for a lot of things. I could set up a big block factory there and then later on convert it into something. There is so much potential for this land, but for the meantime, I'm going to go clear it, put a wall up on it, and then see what the future holds. So I have accumulated 7 commercial properties. Some of them are going to be mini malls where I control a lot of things in there. Some of them are going to be simple shops where I'm just renting it out. Out of the 7, I know for sure 4 of them are going to be used for stores where I'm just going to be renting it out. One of them is the one where my car wash is right now, and I'm going to use it for a mini mall. The other one, which is right in front of Acadian City, 1.5 plot, I don't know what I would do with it. Might do stores on it, or I might do something same concept as the mini mall. But for the Shire Hills one, definitely not a mini mall. It's very big, and I'm leaning more towards a hotel, but we see what the future holds. So you can build an apartment, rent it out. It's not bad, but if you can get a commercial property and put up a store, you will spend less money in putting up that store, and you will make the same amount as somebody that spent 2 or 3 times the amount that you spent on building an apartment. So when you get commercial property, there's a reason behind why it tends to be more expensive than residential, because your return on capital is just much higher. And you can also use it for a variety of businesses of your interest. before you are ready to convert it into this, cash producing asset. Now, I've spoken to you guys about commercial properties and why I love it, but I want you guys to know that being on the ground here in Ghana is the best decision that I ever made in my life, because oftentimes and more of our lives, we've been hearing the fact that it's impossible to make it down here in Ghana. But then the reality tells us otherwise when the Chinese and Lebanese and these people come down here and they thrive. It's like we don't appreciate what we have down here. We don't appreciate our own. The media and the propaganda, our own people are corrupt in the mind. And we do not believe in ourselves. We absolutely don't believe in ourselves. Everything we have down here is trash to us. But for a foreigner, they see gold. And it took a foreigner, actually, it took a white friend of mine. White, not a Ghanaian. My whole life, nobody have ever spoken to me directly, has ever spoken to me that Ghana is where the opportunity lies or whatnot. Never. It came from a white friend of mine. And when I decided to move, my own people fought me for it, that I'm leaving America to come here and I'm crazy. It was a white man that saw value in this country that nobody sees in. So I'm telling you, the opportunity is right here on the motherland, on the continent. If you're making money in UK, US, try to look back and try to invest here.